Alright, hello and welcome. It's been a minute, but it's back, baby. Astral Wrenn. Everybody's playing with silly companions, and to them I say, I can make more value than you. So let's show them. Of course, this deck is based around Wrenn 6 and its interaction with Forgotten Cave, Sheltered Thicket, and Tranquil Thicket, in order to cycle a bunch and then get infinite value from Astral Drift, both by controlling the board and making sure that your opponent can't really attack you, while at the same time getting value thanks to to Eternal Witness, Renegade Rallier, Wall of Blossoms, Gilded Goose, and Handmaster and Thragtusk. So you basically accrue infinite amount of value, and then you try to eventually kill your opponent, or they just eventually give up. The sideboard includes a couple more bullets, quote unquote, with very powerful ETB effects, which are Avalanche Riders and Knight of Autumn. Of course, these are going to be against aggressive decks and artifact/enchantment decks, and then Avalanche Riders against stuff like Tron and Amulet, which are basically our worst matchups. Tron is a little bit more beatable, but Amulet is pretty much unbeatable. In the past, I used to have Magus in place of Avalanche Riders, but it just wasn't enough even. So I eventually just gave up, and now I'm playing Avalanche Riders because it's sweeter, and I think it's better against other decks as well. Like it is also very serviceable against the control decks. Veil of Summer, Path to Exile as a form of removal, and the one of even Mind Sensor for the fun of value. So, Astral Wrenn. There we go. It's possible it's time for me to clean up my deck thingy over there. Handmaster and Thragtusk. Oh yeah. This deck has all the greatest hits. And there's been a lot of evolution with this deck. In the beginning, I had access to Restoration Angel as well. And I realized that Resto it kind of wasn't very good. Like when you were not getting value, just Resto was so bad, and it wouldn't give you value by herself. So that was eventually I ended up cutting the Restos, and I just kept all this, making the deck a lot more straightforward. Kiki Resto was a Helios with button. Yeah, exactly. Oh wow, we're playing against Lutri. Pog. We snap keep this hand. Probably gonna get a Stomping Ground on my end step. Then we're gonna start accruing value thanks to Wrenn and Ticks. No discard spell, please. Good. Ancestral. Well, that's a card that could have been in my sideboard, actually, in the Lutri deck. That's pretty good. All right. We have the one of force, no force. So I guess they could have a Dreadbore, another card that I could have in my Lutri deck that I played earlier. So let's cycle. Draw. Play a land. Play Noble Hierarch. Cycle. I don't think I just want to slam this Astral Drift into a potential Mana League, deprive, Logic Knot, blah, 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 etc., etc. Oh, thank you, Sam. Appreciate it. I just realized that I'm not going to be able to cycle and step. That was a mistake on my part. Look at that. 3 of a kind. Yeah, now opponent is Lutri. How the tables have turned, chat. How the tables have turned. Okay, so Jeskai colors. Timely reinforcements. Okay, that just doesn't really matter. So now we get to cycle, kill this. Get back for Golden Cave. Shock here. Pass the turn. So they could Lutri. They could bolt Lutri bolt the Wrenn. But if they do, we just Ewit, then recast the Wrenn. And we still have Forgotten Cave, so it doesn't really achieve much for them. So I think my opponent is just gonna get to resolve their Ancestral, and I don't really care too much. Huh, interesting. Kill your Soldier. Draw a card. Another Astral. Poggers. Tuscarino. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, two, three. I think I'm going to cast another Astral here. Tuscarino very good, indeed. Tuscarino very good. Second Astral is in. The clock begins, chat. The clock has started. The clock has started. Sure, field me. Get a red source. What about the Wrenn emblem coming soon? Yeah, Wrenn emblem doesn't do much in this deck, which is funny. Wrenn is there for the plus almost exclusively. You do use the minus from time to time, I guess. But yeah, you don't really care about the the Wrenn ultimate whatsoever. I mean, I guess that we can have like infinite lightning helixes. It's literally the only castable spell in our deck. Jace the Mind Sculptor. You got it. Okay. Get Shelter Thicket. Gonna choose to not exile here. so now we're gonna resolve Thragtusk. That's pretty good value. Oh, whoops, I forgot that I don't have another red source. My opponent doesn't know that though. We can see how my opponent is like drawing cards with Jace and Ancestral, and we're just outvaluing them pretty easily. Just Wrenn. Once Wrenn gets going with Astral Drift, it's so hard to stop. I guess I could have like this is the verdict probably. Yeah, that's fine. We still have a 3/3 behind, which my opponent can bounce, granted. Shadowed out? Oh yes, please. Alright, they tapped out. Sweet. Okay, so I guess we're going to do Rallier. Rallier plus get a land, get a Temple Garden. Then we can ping Jace plus Helix. One, two, three. Rallier. Get Temple Garden. Yes. One. Okay, so I don't have fetchables, unfortunately. So I guess we're just gonna have to Helix and ping. Draw a card. Black Thunderesque with the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome for the 8th month in a row. Thank you so much for the support. And Harlan with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much, Harlan. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you hanging out. Thank you very much to all of you for sharing this beautiful Tuesday noon, I guess at this point. It's not even the morning anymore, but thank you for hanging out. They can verdict me again if they want. That's fine. They can copy their own verdict. PogChamp. One of my favorite things about this deck is how often it goes to discard. It's pretty awesome. You probably have to counter this. Here comes the Tusk. Draw 2. Oh, thank you, Harlan. I appreciate your kind words. Sure. So my opponent gets to draw 4 here. And now you get to draw more than 4. Value engines, engage. What was the record with Lutri? We ended up going 2 and 3. I think I made some mistakes in deck building that then we kind of fixed after the league was over. But yeah, the deck was fun, but it felt like better. It just felt strictly worse than the other companion decks, obviously. Lightning Helix. Cycling, and here we're actually gonna blink both of the walls because they are the ones that I don't care. I think my opponent has just given up and they are just they're like playing quickly. Sure. Annoying, but largely irrelevant, probably. Helix my Wrenn, that's fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Archmage's Charm, you got it. So I'm gonna go to second main phase, cycle, Forgotten Cave, cycle here, cycle here. Yeah, so we're gonna cycle again in response. Cycle here and the other wall, which is this one. So my opponent can copy that again, that's fine. Again, like we don't care. We literally have another Eternal Witness in our hands, so we don't care about them doing this. Harvest Pyre. Wow. I have not seen that card in probably years. That's pretty great. Yeah, that's the tech from the Splinter Twin days. I have not seen that card in a very, very long time. Another wall. Okay. Oops. Helix you because I can. Cool. All right, so now my lands don't do anything else, so we're just going to start jamming threats now. Start here. Ewit, get Ewit. Love to see it. Helix U. I guess that we can start here. Huntmaster. Probably gonna draw Mystical Dispute in the main deck, that is. Jeez. Okay. Two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah. So I know that the last card in their hand is a Supreme Verdict. Peak. Yep. Look at all of these, opponent. Look at all of these. Look at all of these. All right, so now it's going to be mostly a matter of making sure that we can win in time. And again, if these don't resolve or like they use more removal spells on these, it's perfectly fine because we still have another Eternal Witness in the tank. And we also have Thragtusk and whatnot. Like we're not losing this game. It's just a matter of being able to win it in time. We're certainly not losing. Scusi. Scusi-moi. Tranquil Thicket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thragtusk and attack. This deck is so much fun. This deck is just so much fun, it's unfair. Sure, that literally does not matter. Yep. You know what doesn't care about your stupid Teferi emblem? Cycling. The stupid Teferi, like, static ability, I mean. Cycling doesn't care about your stupid Teferi cycling. Unless they have some kind of combo, I don't think we can realistically lose. If they do have a combo, then we could potentially lose. I think I legit don't care about this. They have actual Lutris in their deck. All right. All right. All right. I respect that. I respect that. So we're going to ping there. Going to Helix there. Going to serve. Eternal Witness, get back, Scavenging Ooze, yes. I guess I'm just spewing value at this point. That's fine. Because they're gonna Wrath here on end step on their turn. So I can Tranquil Thicket, cycle, get my both of these dudes back. They draw 2, that's fine. Cycle here, cycle here. Civ 6. Can I call myself the last modern streamer? Maybe last modern amulet streamer. So, Teddy, the last modern streamer, the meme kind of was created when everybody started playing Pioneer and I was still playing Modern. So that's when I started calling myself the last modern streamer. And I kind of like made it a little bit of a meme. So this... Red, white, helix, U. White, red, helix, U. Oh, actually, white, red, helix, U. White, red, helix, U. All right. So my opponent went turn 1, suspend ancestral, turn 4, Jace, and we ended the game discarding to hand size through multiple sweepers and multiple Lutris, all of which copied spells. And yeah, as you can see, we once the engine is going, it's really, really, really difficult for this kind of deck to stop it from the modern player. So we want the Veils because it's actually very important to resolve both our Astral and our Wrenn. And I think that's about it. I don't think we want anything else. We could try to play an Avalanche Riders game, but I mean, we just saw how my opponent... I mean, we just saw what happened that game, right? Like, our opponent just cannot fight in this axis, I don't think. I'm gonna cut 1 Wall of Blossoms. I think I'm just gonna cut just 2 Noble Hierarchs, actually. Against my opponent's deck with Sweepers, they're probably gonna add Anger of the Gods for both several of the games. We might want to play Night of Autumn because of Rest in Peace, but I think that I'd rather just play 1 game where we see how my opponent is cyberling, and then we can actually make potential changes for the following game. We could do something like this just to hedge, you know? Just to hedge. Oh, and when you get to Renegade right here back your Wrenn, it's incredible. It is simply incredible. My opponent with all their companions and silliness, and it's just like, it just doesn't matter. Once the engine starts trucking, once the engine starts trucking, it's pretty much unstoppable. That's a pretty good one. So I think we're just gonna play the wall, pass the turn. If they counter this, then we can potentially Renegade Rally. Oof, that's pretty good. I'm kind of worried. I'm wary of Ashiok here. That's the only thing that could potentially be a problem in this turn. What do I think of the possible reprint of Caracas in Modern? I would say it's rather unlikely. Oh, that's true. We did get shadowed out at that last game. Sure. I mean, that's annoying, but it's kind of whatever at the same time. Okay, I don't think we can cycle that away. All right, if our mana doesn't come together, then we might actually get punished here. It's probably the only way that we get punished. It's probably counter-worthy. Would imagine exclude. Holy crap, my opponent's going deep. Exclude, chat. Remember exclude? I totally forgot this card was actually legal in Modern. That's true. Horizons made it legal. So they're probably gonna redraw the Electrolyze here. Clearly, I'm struggling to get my mana together. So they're probably gonna try to prevent me from getting it going. Good thing is that if they're tapping out on their turn, it's probably okay for me. Yeah, opponent's playing some nice cards. I like it. You're going pretty deep. They were playing Peak though, so not so into the whole Peak thing. Okay, that's a big deal. Fetch land, no fetch land. They could have a force here. That would be very annoying. They don't, okay. We're a couple of cycling lands away from coming back into this game. We definitely want to be watching out for the clock. Put on top exclude, put an exclude on top. Narset. Wow, okay, and up until here we were fine. And now I don't think this is so okay anymore. Don't even have a land. So we're gonna name get Stomping Ground here, yes. White, green. They might have mana leak. Should be a problem. I guess it's fine. Logic not. Yeah. Maybe cycling that Veil was not correct. It felt correct at the time. Wear Tear. Okay, that was pretty good. That's pretty good. Temple Garden here. Cast Astral Drift. Okay. All right, so our mana problems in the beginning are just gonna make us stumble long enough. Their opponent's probably gonna take this game. Oof, Big Tef. Big Tef is pretty good. Yeah, we did not draw Wrenn this game. We also have not drawn. We only drew a single cycling land, which is kind of a big deal as well. Maybe I used Veil a little bit too hastily. It's quite possible, actually. I'm using this right now because if our opponent ults, then we can't cast the card anymore, so... Alright, Skullonate time, baby. What is the noise in the background? I guess there's some construction going on in my neighborhood. We seem very dead. Yeah, but I'm trying to... I'm trying to get a little bit more of clock equity. Interesting how the colonnade goes back on the cleanup instead of on my turn. It's pretty funny. Yeah, we just drew our lands a little bit too late. Cryptic. So they can kill me on their end step after the Teferi trigger resolve by Lutri Bolt. Kicked Burst Lightning. Wow. Nice. Finishing it up in style. I feel like I might want some Avalanche Riders on the play. Maybe Overwhelmed. Okay, that's a little bit too much noise. It's getting annoying. I was expecting it would eventually go away, but it was just not the case. All right, let's go. We're ahead by 1 minute. We are ahead by 1 minute. It could come down to that. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I play quickly here. See how this is perfect. Yeah, see how this is incredible. I don't think I'm gonna slam the Wrenn here. Oh wow! Ooh, that's huge. All right, I was gonna fetch here to play around Shadowed Out, but now that my opponent tapped out, I mean, we get got by force, but we just get got by force just the same, right? So I think I'm just going to get Temple Garden, and now I'm going to play this Wrenn. Yes! Okay, so now we're just gonna continue hitting land drops every single turn. And Make sure that we never run out of gas. Yeah, Shadow is 2 mana. That's because that's why I fetched on my main. I was going to fetch on my main phase, right? That's what I meant by playing around Shadow out. Right, do they have it? They don't. All right, Pog. So I played my land already. So I think what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna slam this Astral Drift. Try to counter, we have Veil. Don't try to counter, so we're gonna get Tranquil Thicket. Please electrolyze me. Destroy X artifacts and or enchantments. Sure. That is a destroy. So that's okay with me. I don't think I'm feeling that card. Doesn't seem modern playable card. Narset is cool. Mission briefing. Wow. Never missing a land drop. Huntmaster. Gonna get stomping ground here while the getting's good. But just nappy. Yeah, I mean, you can actually get back stuff like you can pay alternate costs for mission briefing, which is different than Snap Custom Age. So with something like Archive Trap, for example, mission briefing is a lot better. Okay, so there's the Serum Visions. Astral's pretty good. Gonna plus on the Thicket. Play my land. Cast my Astral. And I think we're just going to attack and kind of ignore the Narset. I guess that I'm going to get one hit in just to make sure that we don't get ulted. Yeah, okay, so now that we know that we're not going to get ulted by this Narset, we can actually play this much more safely. How did the Lutri go? We went 2 and 3. Oh, that's so great. That's awesome. Got him. Opponent doesn't even activate Narset. No peeking. Surprise, surprise. Yep. Hand hider. Turn on hand hider. 2 minutes ahead to give Veil retrace. Yeah, look at that. My opponent is using getting back Heliod's intervention. So now we're gonna Ewit back the Astral Drift. Tap all creatures your opponent's control, draw a card. Sure. So I guess that then we're going to 1, 2, 3. Turn a witness. Get back Tranquil Thicket. Yes. Fetch. Forest. Psycho Thicket. Blink this guy. Yes. Another Astral. Oh man, we have to go to this card. So rough. Yeah, I'm gonna pitch the Night bottom. Draw Cryptic. Looking for a land. Oh no, they did play the land. So imagine that they will start getting the Cryptic Lock going, and then we draw Scavenging Ooze, of course. Celestial Purge my Wrenn. Sure, you got it. This deck can grind, yeah. This deck can grind really well. I'm gonna retrace, draw 2. Yeah, this is just, it's not enough to keep up. Like, my engine started going. Like, this is just not enough for them to keep up. And I'm clocking them, and they're not clocking me. So I'm pretty sure we just got this one. Wear, tear. Sure. Still dying to my board. Yep, you can also cycle this. You can also cycle this for value. Take a lot of damage. And this is my favorite way to win. Play Renegade Rallier. I guess I could have like something like Exclude or whatever. Get... Ooh! I thought I had a Wrenn in the graveyard. Whoops. My bad. Alright, so we're gonna have to win next turn then. Scoozy's back. No, I legit thought that, yeah, that's what I should have done. just naturally cast the Wrenn. But I actually messed up because I thought there was a Wrenn in the graveyard, but yeah, it was actually purged. I forgot that it was actually purged. But yeah, like that was obviously the correct line. The Fairy, Hero of Dominaria. It's just not enough. I should have Veil there. They're just desperate. I guess that now this is better. It's better for me to just wait until my next turn. Like even if they find a Wrath, they Wrath my board, and then I just start the turn by casting Veil of Summer, and then I just resolve the Wrenn, and we just ping them. Yeah, so the only game that we lost in that match was obviously because we got stuck on mana and our opponent was able to leverage that advantage for long enough for us to not be able to come back. But if we're playing on even footing, like what we're doing is just so much more important, so much more relevant than what the control deck was doing. And we didn't even draw any of our Avalanche Riders. That would have been a lot of fun. When you start machine gunning your opponent's lands, it's a great time. It's a great time. So this deck wants to play against the grindy control decks, I think. Yorion might be a little bit tougher to keep up with. Yeah, we keep this in. But ugh. We're actually sad when our opponent doesn't reveal a companion, because this probably means that it's a Primeval Titan deck. And we cannot really beat the Primeval Titan decks. Yep. Oh, Arbor Elf. Well, we can beat this deck. We can beat this deck, that's for sure. Let's get our planes, make sure we have our Astral Lift in play. Is Astral Slide better than Primeval Titan? Probably not. But it's pretty cool. Don't think I'm ready to say that it's better than Primetime. Is it fun though? Yes, very, very much so. Just play Blood Moon or something like that, opponent. Oh, they might be playing the BBE version, which would be worse for us. Yeah, because they didn't reveal Obosh. So imagine that they're playing the Bloodbraid Elf version of this deck. Magus? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna upkeep, cycle, and exile both creatures. so they don't have access to the Arbor Elf for the turn. And this hopefully prevents a Glorybringer or something like that from coming down. It's pretty good. So green, all this stuff, Huntmaster, green. Okay, so now all we need to draw is a Wrenn or a Cycler. If we draw a Wrenn, we probably just win. And if we draw a Cycler, we're just gonna be in very good shape. You have to play something, opponent. Or not. Are they gonna play something now? Yeah, I guess that that was a misstep on their part. That was a pretty big misstep on their part. I mean, we're not gonna find the Cycler for a while. We're probably going to survive this 5 turns, especially with my opponent, with my Handmaster flip in there. All right, Purges, we like Path, we like. Helixes are fine. Scoos is very weird in this matchup because it's nice to be able to eat the stuff that Clothes would be eating, but on the other hand, it doesn't give you any kind of ETB value. It's not too great. I'm gonna shave 1 Rallier. The Helixes are great. Tusk and Handmaster, if we just saw, are just game winning by themselves. Shave 1 Goose. Probably both Gooses, actually. Just 1 Scavenging Ooze. Hell yeah. This is what's up. Almost 5. Got him. I mean, I guess they could go turn. Okay, never mind. Okay, so we are probably gonna win this game. Yep. Campbell just cancelled. Yeah, probably not surprising. Royal Egg. Good basic forest cycle. Wall of Blossoms. Turn to a Wrenn, baby. I'm gonna hit them land drops. So we have Purge to answer something. Bird. Yeah, our opponent's deck is just not functioning. Opponent's deck just not functioning. Sword of Feast and Famine? Why? But why? Helix U for value. But why? I think we're gonna start here. All right. Combo assembled. Splashing white. For what? Bloodbraid? Sorry, Stoneforge? Collected Company? Holy crap. Alright, I did not see that coming. That comes as a surprise. MCA Grippa, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so I guess their opponent is a little bit deader than I originally thought that they were. I thought we were playing against red-green stuff. But instead we're facing something that we are even less likely to lose to, I think. Coffee Pirate, thank you so much for the 9-month with a tier 1 subscription. Thank you so much for the consistent support. Really appreciate your help. Just healing stat. Francisco casts Time Walk. FpawBrews casts Time Walk. Okay, just not gonna cast anything. Just untap and then Huntmaster. It's going to present lethal next turn. Wrenn ult plus Lightning Helix equals GG's. They have to gain 4 here, which is not great value. They do know, right? That I have multiple lands in hand. Okay. For Knight of Autumn dot deck. Not gonna cut it. Can we triple? Okay. Keep this. Plus here. Opponent is a fighter. Opponent is a fighter. Collected Company. Chord. Yeah, literally nothing matters. Absolutely nothing matters. I appreciate my opponent having the stomach to keep this going, but last card in hand, Surgical. I guess even if the last card in hand is surgical, we still win. So it doesn't really apply. Triple heal is for lethal? Yeah, exactly. That's why I said that it doesn't matter. If I didn't play a single Planeswalker, yeah, but it was more fun to do this. Like, we're not losing there, right? So my opponent was actually playing a Collected Company deck, potentially with Stoneforges, because they had 2 pieces of equipment. It didn't seem good. It didn't seem good at all. But hey, I'm playing Astral Wrenn, right? I'm playing Astral Wrenn, so who am I really to say? Yeah, we're gonna have to ship this. And we're gonna have to keep this. We have the combo online. Pog. Probably gonna bottom the shelter ticket. So unless my opponent has turn 1 Inquisition, or if they are playing Delver, they have turn 1 Force. Alright, turn 1 Inquisition, here we go. I would expect my opponent to be like, what the? What the? So Wrenn or Renegade Rallier are my 2 best top decks right here. Wrenn is the best one by far, obviously. By a significant margin. Eternal Witness would also be serviceable. Renegade Rallier? No. I guess unless they have a Thoughtseize, just slamming it. Tusk next turn. Oh, this is just like black-green rock. This is the deck that Guldukat Daniel used to top 8 yesterday. Got the Thoughtseize, bro. Got the Thoughtseize. Not getting in for 1 damage. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's pretty valuable for... Our life total matters more than our opponents. Let's put it like that. Sure. Flipped, Bob. That's brutal. Probably gonna... that's pretty rough. So we're probably gonna get just trophied here. Sucks. Drawing 1 of our basics, obviously, probably our single worst draw right now. That Nihil Spellbomb is low-key keeping my opponent in this game. Like, without the Spellbomb, I don't think that our opponent would have a shot. But because they do have the spellbomb, they have a shot. Yeah. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. K999999999, thank you so much for becoming a member of the Prep Stronghold. Brand new subscription. Thank you so much. Welcome. And thank you for the support. Thank you, K9. I really appreciate it. Yeah, at this point we just drew too many lands, right? Our opponent is drawing 2 cards a turn and they only drew 5 lands, while I am drawing only 1 card a turn and I drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 2 mana dorks. Not likely to work out for us. But that's fine. This is the kind of matchup that we actively want to face. So we did hit a little bit of bad variance here, but tiny goifs. Okay, so we want veils, we want purges, we want paths. And we could want Grafdigger's Cage. I think we just want to cut all of our dorks. Maybe leave the gooses. Don't want to keep knights. Yeah, I think I want to do something like this. We could want Knight of Autumn because of Nihil's spellbombs. We can force the action on them. I think it's a little bit too narrow, unfortunately. Yeah, I was thinking about Riders, but I don't think this is what we want to be playing. And you need to make sure that your Rider is going to be good when you're playing Rider, because the tempo negative aspect of the card can be pretty brutal. So best draw we can have is Wrenn, Veil plus a fetch land and a land. That is not it, I don't think. That is exactly it. That is literally exactly what I asked for. Into it. Tier 1 Inquisition. Hit me. Pog. Stomping ground. Yes. Veil. Lol. Redundant Rend is not awful. Redundant Rend, not bad at all. Let the engine begin. It's really funny how a lot of our opponent's threats are blanked right here. Nihil Spellbomb insta-crack. Okay, somebody needs help. Somebody needs help. Pony casting Inquisition into open green, yeah. You're kind of asking for it when you do that, right? Okay, so I'm not gonna fetch there because I'm trying to basically guarantee value from this Wrenn. So I'm going to cycle first and I'm gonna plus. Cycle first. Plus. So if they want to sack Spellbomb to deny me value, they're gonna have to do it right now. And I'm playing it out so I have an untapped source next turn to slam the Tuscarino. Abrupt Decay my Wrenn. Fortunately, we have another one. Should I just Tusk? No, I'm just gonna Wrenn. We can Tusk next turn. Drawing 2 cards a turn is just too good. I don't think our opponent can keep up with this. Maelstrom Pulse. Cycle into another Pog. There we go. That's what I was trying to cycle into. This is why we call this deck Astral Wrenn for a reason, right? We still have a cycling land in hand, so that's cool. Tusk is now protected from discard spells. We have an answer to Lurrus. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. Everything is coming up, Millhouse. Okay. Okay. That is a little bit annoying, actually. The good thing, however, is if we do find... we're looking for an Astral, of course. If we find an Astral, we're just good to go. Helix, Ewit, Helix. This has protections from instance, so it doesn't work. Right, it's 4 mana. They paid 4 mana. Legion's End. More like Legion's Veil. Sure. Can there be justice? Can there be justice? And I can just... They go face. Give me that Astral. Give me that Astral. No such luck. I think I cycle one. Astral Wrenn. Astral Wrenn. Na 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 na. Astral Wrenn. Astral Wrenn. Astral Wrenn. Na 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 na. Astral Wrenn. So swing here. Cycle. Link here. Yes. Draw. This comes back. Get this. Yes. Now we have the Kex Drinker covered. Game confirmed over. 5. Okay, 6. 7. And I mean, they tried. Respect. They did try. Astral Wrenn. Astral Wrenn. Get so much value with cycle lands. Wrenn is just too good of a card, yeah. To be fair, we just completely destroyed our opponent because we drew both of our Bales and we drew 3 of our Wrenns. We kind of were just... We just rolled our opponent over. Astral Wrenn. Astral Wrenn. Gets the value with cycling lens. Astral Trip is too good of a card. Yeah. That is an accurate Sakapa. Lyrics are not my thing. Wow, the disrespect. What did my opponent do? Did they keep? They moved to 6. Yeah, we'll probably have to ship this as well. And we happily keep this one. Yeah. When it moves to 5. What are they molding it in for, I wonder? Something that can beat Wrenn? Joke's on them, because Wrenn's only weakness is your wallet. Right? Yeah, I'm sorry, chat. I apologize for that. Did they cast Lurrus this game? No, not this game, and I think not the previous game either. We could have gotten got by something silly there. Something like Shadowed Out. Okay, I really hope this happens here. What is this? You're gonna kill my Wrenn? Trophy my Wrenn? Yes. Alright, so next turn we might get to leave the dream, chat. Next turn we might get to leave the dream. Unless my opponent finds a discard spell or Goif. Not good enough. Surgical. Discard spell, okay. So they have to take the Renegade Rallier, otherwise... oh boy. Otherwise, oh boy. Astral Wrenn. Astral Wrenn. They have to have surgical. They have to have surgical. It's the only way. Oh wait, we were getting there anyway. Funny. Planes. Have you ever experienced value, chat? Let me tell you what experiencing value is about. Let me tell you about value, chat. You have not experienced value until you Renegade Ride your back your Ren and 6 against your Black-Green opponent, which just trophied. Which just trophied your Ren. Let me tell you about value, chat. If you were wondering whether that was a good turn, the answer is yes. Yes, it was. This is going to be a Lurrus. Okay, another trophy for the Ren. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Astral Wrenn. Astral Wrenn. Getting value from your lands. Using Renegade Relier to get back your Ren. To get back. Yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. Is this a dream matchup? It basically depends on whether your opponent has their Nihil Spellbomb style cards or if they don't. If they do, we have a game. If they don't, as you can see, we don't. But yeah, this is a very good matchup for us. Cycle on Earth. Love to see it. Astral Wrenn. Astral Wrenn. Okay, what are we gonna do here? I think we're just gonna fetch, play third Rallier. It is a little bit dangerous. It is just a tad dangerous against Maelstrom Pulse. And I think it's probably fine. Astral Wrenn, Astral Wrenn. Just be careful not to die out of nowhere. The Scavenge Juice is going to take care of the Goif now. Like, the Goif can't even attack, right? Because we just block, we eat our wool, and then we eat their Thoughtseize and the Unearth. Then we were drawing Throgtusk. Astral Wrenn. Astral Wrenn. Yeah, we only lost in that game because like our opponent drew only a couple of cards while drawing 2 cards a turn thanks to Bob, and we just flooded. But if we have a reasonable draw, like we just overpower what they do by so much. Playing against Lurrus again. Oof. Oof. This hand is what dreams are made of, chat. This hand is what dreams are made of. So I'm expecting my opponent to be potentially on some burn deck of sorts. Yeah, so that's why you fetch for a basic there. So the plan obviously is going to be to hunt master. And once we get to hunt master territory... Wow, foil Lurrus. It is foil Lurrus. And here it is basically the same for us to block this Monastery Swiss Sphere or for us to take 2 from the Sacred Foundry. So I think it's better for us to do this. Just no Lava Lark, please. Oh, no second land drop instead? Well, I'm into that. No second land drop is... Oh, never mind. Light up the stage. Yep. Why are they not shocking? Alright. There we go. I mean, the good thing is we are gonna get to... We are gonna get to Hunt Master before our opponent answers our bird, so that's nice. Then we get to Hunt Master again. So Seal of Fire can kill the Hunt Master probably. Then we probably are gonna have to chomp. Imagine they ping the bird. Seems good value for them to ping the bird. Yep. How did leagues go? Leagues went well. Went 4-1 twice. They're up in YouTube if you want to check them out. Sure. They could clear the Wrenn if they wanted to. I would imagine they're just going to go straight face. Yeah. So best draw, probably they sack it. Okay, so this tells me that at least they have one more land in hand. Which is pretty awful for us. But we are fighting. Not going down without a fight. Would love to draw one of our lightning helixes. If we drew one of our helixes, I think we probably stabilize. I don't want to say easily, but we probably stabilize pretty easily. So they have to cast this now. Spike me down to 4. And I think I double block here. We get super punished if our opponent gets... If we find like something to blink, but... Damn it. Well, we died to a million things. Oh, Lurrus, Seal of Fire. That's right. That is right. One turn too late. All right, post board, sorry, things get a lot better for us. The walls are nice, but the birds are not. So you can disable the X and 1s. Sphere, okay. No, I don't think I like Sphere in this matchup. It doesn't do anything to impact the board. And also, like, it is important for us to try to multi-spell as well. Okay. Double Helix is pretty good, but Fetch Line would be excellent because it would allow me to use this Rallier to ramp towards this double Tusk. Yeah, if we draw all lands from here, we can be in good shape. I'm just gonna main phase kill this. It's not it. These are not the lands we're looking for. I would love to not have to cycle this Forgotten Cave. But if I have to not have to play out this Forgotten Cave, I mean. But if I have to, I have to. Astral, yeah. We're chilling at 21 right now, but I think it's very easy for us to die from here. It's not unlikely at all for us to lose this game. Fetch land. Come on, baby, help me out here. No, now they can Lurrus bubble. God damn it. All right, so now we have to draw an answer to this stupid cat. I guess we can exile on our own end step with Astral Drift. Answer to the cat. Oh, now you show up, land? Now you show up, land? Yeah, so I think what we're gonna do is we're going to, on my own end step, cycle Astral Drift, exile the cat. This means that they're not gonna have access to it for an entire turn. They still don't have it. Man, this deck is just so stupid. It's insane. I think I want to block here. Yeah, I actually wanted to do that because now we can rally or get back the wall. Seems pretty decent. All right, answer to the cat, please. Answer to the cat. Goose. It's not an answer to the cat. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I tapped myself out of Lightning Helix. Oh, that sucks. How was it, Lutri League? I went 2-3. Wasn't too great. They still have 4 cards in hand. That's so ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Okay. So if they have a bolt, I don't die, but if they have lava dart, I die. Well, I guess I don't lie, actually. So we can Wrenn into land. Oh no, we can Wrenn ping Abbot, but then Lurrus just replaced the Abbot. Holy shit, that's so ridiculous. God damn it. How the hell do I get out of this? I guess that Abbot at least uses a lot of their mana. So minus here. Gain 2 up to 6, we get 2 bodies. Next turn we can Wrenn plus get this, we can Tusk plus eat food. Yeah, they should have been empty a long time ago. At least they kind of whiffed there. It's just because I couldn't find an answer to the cat. It's just because of the stupid cat. Metamorphose. Ugh. Abbot into Bubble, aka the Dream. Bolt Huntmaster, so now they're gonna attack with both. We have a forced chomp. This is so ridiculous. They're drawing 2 cards here in the meantime. So ping Abbot, Tusk, Hope. Doesn't matter with the Twitch from sub. Thank you so much for coming back to the Primetime Stronghold. How is Amulet in the current meta? It's pretty good, I think. I think it's actually pretty fine. Yeah, I think that's going to be the line. Skill here, force my opponent to use their mana on that. And play a Tusk. This means that I'm going to have a blocker for the Swift Spear. I mean, we need an answer to the stupid cat. Oh, of course, they drew the other Swift Spear. And now look at them flip a bolt off of this Abbot. Oh, they play this. Okay. They just have lethal. Can't believe this, man. Like, I was forced to use the Helix earlier in the game to kill the Soul Scar mages, otherwise I was going to take a bunch of damage from them. And then I just died to the cat. This is so frustrating. And I gained so much life too. I gained 5, 11, 13 life. I gained 13 life and it wasn't even close. I gained 13 life. Why didn't I play Headmaster plus food? Because if they answer my task, I still have a blocker, right? And the task just gains more life. I don't think it was a much better play. It's just that they drew another Swift Spear. If they hadn't drawn the other Swift Spear, maybe I would have been able to do something about it, but I just wasn't. In fact, I was able to minus the Wrenn on the Abbot just because I couldn't afford to have another creature in play. With food, I don't get more life. With food, I get the exact amount of life. And Handmaster does give me another blocker, that is true, but it doesn't allow me to set up another turn next turn. Like, I'm just falling behind on board because my opponent is recasting the same things over and over again because I cannot find an answer to the cat. But well. Yeah, it's possible that the Prowess deck is the best deck in the format. In fact, I think that it's just the best deck in the format. I don't think that it's possible. I think that it's just a fact. It really is insane. When we see matches like that one, you really get to see how much they really messed up, you know. We have no value engines in this hand, but it's maybe okay. Like, it's nice against a Jund style deck. Not so nice against a burn deck, obviously, but yeah, Yama was destroying it yesterday. Alright, playing against the same deck again. And we're at the draw, so I think that we're probably not going to be able to catch up. Ugh. No lava dart, 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 no lava dart. Oh no, second land. Okay, we have a real shot here. So we're probably going to go. Should I play Ewed this turn? I think I should play Ewed. I need to make sure I'm gonna be hitting my land drops, because this poor birdie is not it's not long for this world, unfortunately. So you're probably gonna firebolt both creatures, I would imagine. Yep. So they're never flashing those back. think I'm gonna throw one Scoose under the bus. Gonna fetch right now. Basic forest. Just one Scoose I'm gonna be throwing under the bus. Yeah, I think Modern can probably hang a little bit longer before this deck really takes over. But I think that this deck is a little bit more beatable because it's a deck against which removal is actually just good. So decks against which removal is good are a little bit more manageable. I'm gonna kill the Scoose here. Okay. So we're gonna let my opponent do their thing, I think, and then we're going to Astral Drift. The Soul Square Mage. Okay, so this actually allows us to... I guess I want to find it a red source. I actually need to find a red source, never mind. So we're gonna do Stomping Around here, tapped. And then we're gonna use the first Astral Drift to slow down the Soul Scar Mage, and then the next one we can actually start cycling. Abbott after playing the land. Okay. Never punished. Never punished. Now I feel like this was kind of a wasted Astral Drift there. That's pretty big game. Okay, so Wall of Blossoms. Ah, this stupid deck. I think we're gonna do this. It's a never-ending onslaught. God damn it. Pirate Spellman. It is a freaking never-ending onslaught. Okay, they ran out of cards. Except now is when Lurrus starts doing its thing. So if I ooze, I can eat. What can I eat? I can eat my ooze, I can eat the Eternal Witness, I can eat the Abbot and the Seal of Fire. So they will draw a creature for sure. The alternative is to play the Astral Drift and cycle once plus birds. The problem is this allows my opponent to Lurrus plus Seal, which I don't think I can afford. So we're gonna have to do this. gonna play Champ Blocker. E for 1 would be gas here. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Would be pretty good. Okay, so they're gonna be able to double spell kill my use here. I don't like that line from opponent. Block, block. They can have exactly lightning bolt. If they lightning bolt me, I go down to 6. Then I take 6, which is lethal. So we lose to lightning bolt and we lose to lava dart. But that's literally the only 2 cards that we lose to. What happens if I also block here? If I block here, I lose to the onboard Seal of Fire. So I guess I'd rather just hope that my opponent didn't top deck one of their instant speed stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Another Soulscar Mage. Okay, we might be able to stabilize here. There's so many dudes. Sure. Fetch line would be nice. Wrenn. What does Wrenn do? So we can Wrenn, get back a fetch, go down to 4, we Rallier. Okay. Wrenn back a fetch. Go down to 4. Forest. Rallier. Get back Wall of Blossoms. Draw a card. So they have to top deck something. We die to many things, but they have to top deck something here. And I think that if we get to untap, we are going to win. But we need to untap. This is the last turn that we really need to untap. Pirate Spellbomb. This is lethal, right? God damn it. Yeah, this is just impossible. I feel like I'm so far behind all the time. So block here, block here, block here. Cross fingers. I guess we might not get to. Oh, this is just lethal. What am I even saying? Yeah, this is just lethal. It just doesn't matter. When we led to Lurrus, we could have eaten the Seal of Fire in response. That might have not been enough, though. Yeah, because if we Seal of Fire, then we actually take the 2 Prowess triggers. Yeah, we were just dead. Okay. Here we go again. No lander, no bueno. Yes lander, medium bueno. Play Goose, pass the turn. Is that pizza? No, these are like, it's a salad with, you can see it here. They are, how do you call these things? I don't remember the name of that. Egg rolls? No, spring rolls. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Also, thank you for the follow there. Streamlabs is being silly, so I don't know who followed, but thank you. Where's some cycling here? Another Astral. Oh, that's brutal, man. I think we're just gonna tap out for Astral here. Hope for the best. But next turn we can finally double spell, which is something like we kind of have been able to do much of. I mean, I mean spell plus cycle, obviously. Damn, this deck just never misses a beat. It's kind of insane. I don't know if I'm getting luck sacked here, but it just looks very, very impressive. So here we're just gonna block something and then cycle. Try to draw. What the hell was that? Oh. Classic random antivirus. Okay, what happens here? I literally can't do this, right? I cannot draw a card here. I just have to take the path, and I just exile the abbot. We take 4, 8. Jeez, so insane. That's See if we can finally stabilize. It's better to exile these because it's going to come in end step. It's going to exile the card from my opponent's deck that they're not going to be able to cast, which was a Sacred Foundry. Okay, what now? We only have one white source. Okay. Should we go and place? Yeah, I realized that after I thought about it. Yeah, this is rough. This is really rough. This is Lurrus. It is going to be a Lurrus. There's the cat. There is the cat. So we're gonna find a white source here. Plains. Kill the cat. And no, I don't think I can take the damage here. So I think we just have to purge the Abbot. And I guess we take 2 from the Firebolt. Hey, Leviathan. You wanna fight me? I'll fight you. I don't even care, I'll fight you. So here comes the light up the stage. Alright, finally we see some whiskys over there. Pirate Spellbone. We're just dead here though. We needed one more cycler. If we had found one more cycler, we would have been able to stabilize, but now we're just probably just dead. That happened. Good old 3-0 into Prowess. Alright. Okay, so we definitely need to fix this matchup, right? Because we're going to be facing it a lot. So, how do we fix that matchup? Do you want Kitchen Finks? No, Kitchen Finks is not good enough. Hunt Master is basically Kitchen Finks, but better. Forge Tender. Yeah, I don't think Core Fireworker that works. Only Wizards can fix the matchup for me. Need a sweeper? No. I don't think I need a sweeper. We could play Engineered Explosives or something like that, but like sweepers are gonna tax me as well. So I'm not sure whether sweepers is really the correct answer for the problem that we have. Yeah. Whether their storm just gains life. Gaining life doesn't win the matchup. Like in the previous match, I won 13 life. What's that? 13 life while putting bodies in play or getting rid of my opponent's creatures. Like I think I cast 2 Lightning Helix, 1 Thrugtusk, and 1 Huntmaster of the Fells, and it was not even close to enough. Yeah, but asking this deck to play a sweeper is kind of similar to asking like collected company decks to play a sweeper, or like, you know, if we play a sweeper, we literally kill literally every one of our creatures, and our deck does care about board presence. Lone Missionary, again, it's not about the life gain. Like life gain just doesn't get it there. We do have a lot of life gain, right? We have these, we have Scavenging Ooze, we have Knight of Autumn in the sideboard. Like we have a lot of life gain. Life gain is not enough. What is this match about if it's not like it? It's about the creatures on board. We die to the creatures. Every game that we lost, we just died because my opponent had 3+ creatures in play. If they had only had 1, we would have won very easily. But they go wide on us very quickly. The enchantment that pays 2 mana to go. That's an interesting one. That's Ghostly Prison. Yeah, Ghostly Prison, Silent Arbiter. The problem with Silent Arbiter is that they can just answer it and then they move on with their lives, right? Stonehold Dignitary. This guy. But if we ever whiff on a cycler, we are dead. Settle the Wreckage. Now that's a card. The problem with Settle is that your opponent gets killed by it exactly once. And never again. We just might have to, though. How about something like that? Try Ghostly Prison. I mean, it's interesting for sure, but the problem with having one of those cards is that it's a lot harder to leverage. Could go for Chalice, like Jim Davis was in earlier versions. This deck is very different to the one that Jim Davis was brewing with. You might also want mainboard path. Well, the reason is that we have Helix in the main deck. The only card in the main deck that is not part of the core, I guess, is probably the 8th mana dork. No, I actually did like the 8th mana dork setups, I think. So probably like the Scavenging Oozes are the only real flex slots in the deck. In fact, I already would like to be playing 4 Ralliers and 4 Eternal Witnesses. Like, these cards are so good with what we're doing, but it's just... It kind of is what it is. Like, we're already so... The slots are just so tight. Lightning Bolt, it just Helix seems better to me than Lightning Bolt. Miss You Mortars or Point. Nah, those are Miss You Mortars is 6 mana too. That's too much to sweep. 6 mana is way too much. What a frustrating league, man. What a frustrating league. And I lost every game with my opponent still having 2 cards in hand, which is completely and absolutely ridiculous. Fourth Helix, yeah. Fourth Helix is one of the things that I considered, but again, like Helix just doesn't do it. Like we drew a lot of Helixes, and it just wasn't enough. Because you Helix something and then they just get it back. I mean, we can play the 4th copy, probably in the sideboard, not in the main deck. Over what? Like a path? Or Purge. The problem is with Purge is like we can't really cut Purge because he answers Ashiok, which is actually really, really problematic for this deck. It's gotta be EE. It's the same issue. It's the same problem. It's the fact that it's slow and then they just get all their stuff back because the cat is just absurd. Prowess might be too good against this. Yeah, it's definitely the cat. The cat is what changed the paradigm because you always have to play the entire game knowing that the cat is going to come down. And that is like the aspect that I hate about Lurrus specifically. It's like every deck in Modern that plays Lurrus is we have like a bunch of different archetypes that are playing Lurrus, but they all play exactly the same. Like all of them just like do their thing until always with the Lurrus looming in there, and then they're always planning for a way to attack. They're trying to kill you, or thank you for the follow there, Beer of Nelia. So either like a John deck, they trade 1 for 1 with that Lurrus in there. The burn deck just tries to kill you, and they force you to interact with their threats, and then the cat comes down and kills you. It's feels like most of those were winnable. There was one win where you just had to kill Lurrus and you wait for 2 turns after using 2 Helix. Yeah, I mean, I do think that some of those games were winnable, but like, also it's the fact that all of my opponents won the game with 3 lands in play, right? Which means that they drew nothing but gasoline. So, I mean, let's try this. Let's try this. I think I do like the 8 dorks. So I'm going to take a very short break, 3-minute break, and then I will be right back and I will continue. I will play one more league. So don't go anywhere, and yeah, just chilling there, and we'll be back very soon.